Okay, so this video is going to be a little different. If you've watched any of my videos, I'm very, very fair, and I care about the yin and the yang. And so this is a message for my gentlemen here who need to get a warning about certain kinds of women. Because while, yes, women need to be warned about men, men need to be warned about women, especially the good men, right? So if you're a good man and, you're not aware of certain things, this video might be useful to you, okay? There are several types of destructive women out here, all right? The first one is obvious. She leads with sex. And, I'm not going to get too deep when it comes to the whole sexual thing, because men pay into this problem in a way, but there are some men who don't pay into this issue, but are sometimes bamboozled through the things that they're collateral damage, essentially. So a woman gets destroyed. She grows up with a bad psychology. She doesn't have good male role models. She was sexually abused, and she was taught to use her body as a weapon, right? These are the kinds of women you need to be careful about, especially if you're a man who is genuine, honest, and wants to protect any financial empire that he's building, right? For him, his family, his future children, etc. Okay? Learning how to properly gauge a woman is important. And I don't mean, we have to look as men, we can't look at things always from the sexual place, or, sexual market value or body type or whatever. And I know that could mean different things to different people as well, right? Beauty is I understand why beauty is an asset. I do, okay? But, like I've said in other videos before, it's not the most important thing. And especially when you get older and, the person rocking with you right next to you, all they had was beauty, then, well, what are you going to do then, dude? She was just there for the bag, right? And so when you are, and that's a lot of the issue, she probably dealt with a lot of men who only valued themselves through their money, through their wallets, right? And so it's completely understandable in the kind of society that we live in. But when the love of money, and we value money, and we put money at a higher thing than human life or life in general, then that's when it becomes a huge problem, right? So as a man, you need to be very careful about dealing with over-sexualized women, okay? And I understand, wanting, to be intimate, but a lot of the men, one of the male journey, or the male psychological journey, right? He has to learn self-control. Men's biggest thing that he has to learn in life is self-control, because men are wilding out, right? Since they come out the womb, they're come out the womb, they're running up the walls, they're crazy, right? So self-control is one of men's biggest valuable assets. A man with self-control is a man that can do anything. A man who has self-control is a strong man who can think for himself. And so even in the eyes of temptation, when that succulent chocolate heel or the metaphorical girl in the red dress, if you're able to combat that urge to give in, then you are getting to a place of self-control, right? And so the metaphorical red dress, she's a trap on purpose. She's able to fulfill that simply because of the where she is in society, right? So a lot of women will be like, you know, oh, I can only date a guy who makes over this amount of money, but never understanding other aspects of life, right? You know, you get an immature, unevolved woman who is very superficial and values, you know, material over other things, then that's going to be a very difficult relationship if you ever fall on hard times, or if you ever, you know, have to deal with something. She's not going to be there to have your back. She's gonna think, oh well, you know, you have no other use, right? And so as a man, we have to think about the future that this woman has, right? But we need the men, and obviously I'm not a man, but I'm just saying it like that, you know, because I'm kind of coming from a man's perspective, right? So as a man, I understand the temptation, but at the same time is that the problem with men is that they think, oh, I can taste the temptation, I can get involved with temptation. They touch the temptation, and then what do? They fall into the trap that she set for you, right? Because then you get into this lustful hormonal fog that is very difficult to get out with, especially, you know, hormones. Hormones are really difficult to combat. So, you know, when you are getting involved with certain women, it doesn't matter if she's good or bad. If you get hormonally attached to a succubus, you know, Jezebelic spirit, you're going to go down with her. There are women that will bring you to hell, man. And this is what I'm saying. It's like a lot of men, they literally, they'll lose their soul because of an evil woman, a woman with the Jezebel spirit on her. And so what I'm trying to get men to understand is that you have to have better discernment and more self-control. Sometimes you eat the forbidden fruit and you think, oh, I'll just have a bite. And well, let me tell you, mister, okay, it doesn't work like that. You'll just have a bite and then 10 years go by and you've destroyed your whole motherfucking life because you just took a bite, right? And so, you know, be careful of trying to say, oh, I'll teach her a lesson, or I'll put her in her place, or I'll make her pay for whatever did to me. You don't want to put yourself in a place of like that karmic retribution, right? You know, you're playing with fire on purpose, right? You know, you shouldn't touch the girl in the red dress, but you do it anyways, right? And so you can't be afraid to get bit, you know, like it's that guy, it's the that meme that's going around with the guy at the truck stop with the two girls that keep robbing him, right? Oh, she robbed me 7 times. Be careful. You guys get tricked through sexual things, and the thing is that what you don't realize is that you don't realize the importance of your sexual energy as a man. Men do not realize the sacredness and the vitality of the energy that they have. Why do you think, you know, semen retention is so important? Because it actually allows you to be clean, and you can't muddy your aura as a man. And see, men are not as spiritual as women, so they don't think about this. They're feeling their penis all the time. They're like, oh, this feels great, let me stroke this. And it's just like, do you not realize what sexual energy is? Sexual energy is creation. And so when you are using your creative energy on a Jezebel, on a succubus, well, what you're doing is you're giving up that energy, and you're using that energy instead of using that energy to build with someone who can actually help you transmute that energy. You're using it, you're giving it to a demon, right? So why men, and the thing is that the sexual male culture, have sex with a bunch of ladies, that's done on purpose. It's so that they can dilute you. They want the men diluted, because the more diluted a man is, the less self-control he has, the easier he is to control with sex and TV and food and other women and clapping cheeks, okay? And this is just the reality. It's a trap. It's a trap. And there's women out there like Jezebel who can literally destroy you, who can send your soul to hell. Jezebel, I think it was Jezebel and Ahab, they were together. Ahab didn't even have the idea to go and kill this guy. He was just upset that, the farmer didn't want to give him this land. He's like, fuck, I'm just upset that I can't get the land. It was Jezebel's idea to fucking kill him and frame him. It was Jezebel's idea. And so because he went along with it, he sold his own soul. Because he went along with it, he destroyed himself in the whole process as well. And so what I'm saying is that just because something makes you don't want to be seduced or influenced by a woman who does evil, because then she's taking you down. She's taking you down. And that's a lot of the reason why, a lot of these people are like, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing to listen to what your woman has to say. Your woman is in your life to be your helper. She is there to talk to you and get you to see things from a different perspective. She's there to help you create and transmute certain ideas and energy into something that you wouldn't have thought of on your own. But then when you're with Jezebel, a lot of those, a lot of these guys, that's when men will say, oh, you don't listen to your bitch and da-da-da-da-da, because she's the one that doesn't have the good intention, right? And so then men they call you, a simp or whatever for doing something stupid for a girl or whatever. And it's just like, that's where the whole beta bitch thing comes from, because a guy will jump and be this woman's dog just to go and do something that fucks them all over. And that's the thing. It's just like, you as the man, if your woman is illogical, you're the man, you should be logical, right? So if you see that this woman is illogical, that she doesn't have any common sense, that she does things, and that's the thing, is like, men will be like, oh, she's a little dumb, and they'll think that that's funny. When meanwhile, you get hooked up with that girl, you have a baby with that girl, that's not going to be funny down the line when she's costing you a lot of money, screwing shit up, messing with everybody's stuff. It's not going to be funny then. It's funny now when you think you can take advantage and you can get her in bed easy. But when a girl that you can get in bed easy, you can't get out of bed easy. So that's the thing. That's the thing that men need to understand. The one that you can get in easy, it's not going to be easy to get rid of her. Right? And I mean, and unless, it's just like a one-night stand. But what I'm saying is like, if you are, you have like a really, like almost like a fatal attraction to her, you need to be careful. You need to, come on, clean up the drip. Let's go. You cannot be that desperate over a woman, because the thing is that these kinds of women that let it be done easy, they're also the reason why society has gone to shit, because they're unconscious women opening their legs, having children, and bringing in more unconscious people, more people who don't care about respecting things, more people who think that they can do whatever they want. And so as a man, you can't help unconscious women make the world worse. As a man, you need to set firm foundations in the relationship and say, no, these are the rules and the boundaries and the guidelines that we're going to adhere by, because I'm trying to build an empire. I'm not here just, trying to be some peasant. And the thing is, if you are, if you are someone who, who has a lot of assets, you need to have a prenup, okay? Like, as a man, and that's the thing, if you're a man and you have, cars and houses and all that stuff, there needs to be a prenup. And the thing is that if you get married to this woman and the shit hits the fan and she ends up being crazy and just wanted to use you for all that stuff, well, what needs to happen if there are kids involved is you just need to make sure that in the prenup is that you provide her one house, right? And I'm talking for people with money and people with assets. If you don't have any assets, this doesn't apply to you, okay? If you had to build assets with your wife, then you guys split the assets together, right? So that's different. But if you have your own shit and then you're looking for somebody, that's how you need to know. Like you need to protect your assets. You need to protect yourself as a man, because there's plenty of women out here that want to steal your shit because, you know, they were brought up in a way where, you know, we have to look for a man. And so sometimes women are not looking for love, they're looking for stability. And they're, you know, the thing is that as men, we have to also work, you know, we'll have to think about a woman's perspective too. Like, you know, she wants to survive, you know, she wants to eat, she wants to live, you know. It's not all bad. She's just trying to, you know, deal with her human bodily functions, her biological functions, her, hey, I need to eat, sleep, shit, piss, whatever, you know. And so these are the kinds of things that you know, we have to consider as men. You know, we can't just become closed-minded and act like, you know, she's not human. There's a reason why she's doing this. She wants to have a good life for herself. But it's okay to give a good life to a woman that is genuinely in love with you, but you don't want to get used, right? Now, if you do want to get used, that's on you. Hey, that's on you. You can do whatever you want. But this is a message for men who actually care about making this world better and bringing the family back, you know, into a more, you know, wholesome environment, bringing the family back, right? You know, and so, you know, and bringing more fathers in, right? Yeah, I think a lot of the problem with fathers is that they were never told how to find a wife. They were told how to find the booty. Oh, let me get that booty. But they never decided to go find the wife. And then a lot of fathers, they sit there and they've ruined their daughters, and they don't. And those are the girls that go in and come and destroy a good man's life. And so you got to be careful as men to realize that a lot of these women, they're unhealed, and you don't want to add to that process. If you want to be a man to fix the problem of women using men like this and being savage and all that shit, and not giving a shit about men, then you need to be the example to her to say, no, I'm not like that. I don't just use women for sex. I care about, you know, your content of your character rather than just your booty. All right? And look, I get it, you know, we're sexual creatures and all that stuff, but you need to find the right woman, not the sexiest woman, okay? Not the boobalicious woman, not the most bootylicious woman. You need to find the woman that is right for you, okay? There's plenty of ass, titties, and whatever out there, but you need to find the right woman for you, the right mind for you, okay? Because it doesn't matter how she looks at the end of the day when, you know, you're sick and whatever, and you know, there's shit that you're dealing with as a man. You need somebody that's going to be there to, you know, nurse you back to health, you know, make sure that everything is accommodated for and taken care of in the household, you know, make sure you're taken care of, right? And you know, but, you know, the thing is men have to do that for their women too. But I'm saying, as a man, you know, if you're going to be holding the higher financial responsibility, you need her to be there for you, right? So you can't be picking a girl that's just, you know, clap, 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 clap. All right, you need to think about your future. And the thing is, a lot of men will spend all of their youth, you know, screwing around good girls who could have actually been there for them. And then when they wake up and they realize, damn, you know, now I don't really have, you know, the opportunities I had before, and you know, all these women that, you know, that I could have been with, you know, that I was playing around with, instead of looking at the content of their character, you know, I decided to just cheat on them with, you know, Becky, Jezzy, and whatever the heck. And so what I'm saying is like, men, don't be fooled by the sexual advances of women. And honestly, like, you know, I've seen like a lot of men just, they lose their wealth to like you know, popping bottles at the club and getting tables and whatever. And it's just like, you know, I get celebration. But there's a point where it's excess, and it's just like, you gotta like stop. Like, why are you like, you it's not normal to be touching yourself every day like that. Like, you need to chill the fuck out. Like, it's not normal to be playing with your dingling all the time, okay? It's not normal. You use that energy to build something as a man, all right? And know that. And so, you know, I'm not a man, all right? But I understand men to a certain degree, and I understand the temptation that comes along with having a pole, but you guys need to learn self-control, okay? Because it's causing a huge problem, and the more strength and self-control that you can build as men, the better the society that we're going to be able to live in, and the better sex everybody can have, right? But if we're going to keep going in this kind of dark and demented kind of place with it, you know, guys, it's gonna end really badly for all of us. Like, it's not going to be cute at all. You know, it's already not cute. Like, it's already not cute. But, you know, we're doing what we can, right? Don't get used. Don't get manipulated. All right? And stop rewarding this kind of behavior. You know, you guys talk so many men talk so much shit about the hoes, but they reward the behavior, and it's just like, well, why are you rewarding the behavior? You know, don't reward the behavior. So it's just like, you guys know that this is such a big temptation for you, but yet you know, some of you, you know, you don't use the self-control. But you know, that's all I'm gonna say, you know, for men. You know, you men, a man, you know, I if I was a father, the one thing I would learn to tell my son is, listen, son, the biggest thing that you're gonna have to do in this lifetime is learn how to have self-control, because as a man, with all that testosterone, with all that power, with all that strength, if you don't, you can destroy things, you can ruin things, you can wipe out entire countries, all right, if you don't learn self-control. So that is my message for the men. Don't let her lie to you. And also, let me say another thing as a man. For men, don't allow your women to get you involved in a cat fight. Do not allow your women to get you involved in bringing down another woman, because when it falls, it's going to end up falling back on you. If you see that your woman is being a jealous little bitch, okay, and she's just, her head is just not in the right place with this, what you need to do is you need to control that woman. You need to pull her the fuck away and say, listen, honey, let's think about this in a logical perspective, okay? You're going after somebody for nothing, okay? This is the thing. If you really love this little fucking crazy bitch, then you need to check her, because I see a lot of men getting into going to jail for their girlfriends, because she's getting him in trouble and getting him involved with shit, and then getting other guys, and it just turns into a mess. It's dramatic. As a man, you need to learn how to be the leader and the mature party in the situation, okay? If you see that your woman is not mature, but you love her and you still want to make it work, then you need to realize as a man, she's immature, and I need to be the mature party in this situation and make sure she doesn't fucking screw us both over, okay? Because you don't want to end up messing up your life because of a woman, all right? And obviously it's the same for a man, but this video is for the men, okay? You need to watch out for girls who are always in drama, who are always wanting to talk shit, who are ponchinche and fighting and talking shit and blah blah blah. If you really want to be with a girl like that, then you need to have her in check, okay? Because she will ruin your life, all right? The girls that are sitting there talking shit usually got nothing else to do with their motherfucking life, all right? And if she's not doing something productive with her life, you need to look at that girl and say, hey, you know what? sayonara, okay? Because you're not going to actually add to my life. If anything, you're going to add drama to my life. You're going to bring in problems into my life, and then people are going to attack me because of you, you know? And so the thing is that you don't want to get involved with someone that's just going to bring drama into your life, all right? It doesn't matter, all right? And do not fight the girls' battle. Don't help girls fight girls, okay? As a man, don't help girls fight girls, okay? It ends badly for you. So that is a message to my men. Be logical. Be clear. You don't need to bring women down, but you need to let them down easy when you know that they're just not at your level, okay? If she's not equally yoked, don't give it attention. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy, okay? Your sexual energy is just as important as a woman's sexual energy. And a lot of men are not told this. Your sexual energy is just as important as a woman's sexual energy. And you can energize a female too, okay? You can you men over here thinking that they're getting energy from women. Women can take your energy too. So as a man, you need to be careful, and you need to protect yourself. You need to keep your shit clean. Back in the day, they even made it so, like, if a man was having sex with his wife, I don't know where they did this exactly. I just know at one point back in the day, when priests would be sleeping with their wives, they were not allowed to come back to the church or to the temple for like a whole week, because they had to clean and cleanse their energy and clear their energy. Okay, sex is for manifestation. Sex is for creation. Sex is not for you to just fap and fap and fap and fap and fap. It's not for that. It's a spiritual experience, and men do not realize that. Sex is not a game. Sex is not a game. You're bringing souls into the world. It's not a game. It's not a joke. Don't attach your bloodline to someone who's evil and give them your genetic code. Okay? Stop doing it, boys. My good God-fearing men, don't do it. All right? Don't do it. The girl, it's not worth it. Protect yourself, men. All right? Protect yourself, protect your assets, okay? Now listen, you have a wife, you love her, whatever, you guys are building something together, you know, and you know it's a genuine thing, then that's good. You ride or die into the sunset together. But men, please understand that this is not a game, and stop throwing your seed around, because it's not a game. It's not a game. Have a good day.